Expect the unexpected. She's a sweet widow from Nebraska. He's an old metalhead with metal in his head and covered in tattoos. Now that's a twist. Hey, Big Brother fans, what is going on? We are here today to tell you all about the veto ceremony. Yes, the veto ceremony was today, so we're going to tell you how that went. But before we get into it, I'm going to let Kathy introduce our special guest with us today, who's going to share her opinions, thoughts, and overview of this season of Big Brother.
Well, this is Carrie, my friend, longtime friend. In fact, I did her hair when she was in high school, but we've been friends for years. And Carrie's a Big Brother fan. Carrie, you want to tell us your history with Big Brother?
Well, I have been watching since season 1 when it was very different than what happened in season 2. And my entire family watches. We all pick a player at the beginning of the year, and we follow that player through, and whoever wins something. I don't know. I usually have to pay somebody. I actually have a son named Brett whose biggest dream is to be on this show. My family, we text each other about the show. I follow the live feeds. I follow everybody on Twitter. I am a super fan.
Yeah, you are.
Awesome. Well, it's going to be fun to hear what you have to say, because I'm going to kind of ask you some questions here. But I guess we'll start out and we'll just go ahead and we'll let everybody know what they came here to know, and that is, go ahead, Kathy, tell them, what did Casey do with the veto?
Nothing.
Oh, big shocker.
Right.
No surprise to me, and I'm sure nobody else is really surprised either. But today, we found out that there's going to be, at the end of today, a 3-day lockdown. So they will be in the house for 3 days while they do whatever they're going to do in the backyard for the Battle Back and the HOH competition. So, how excited am I to watch everyone lay around the Big Brother house for 3 days on the live feeds, because you know these people are not going to do anything.
No.
This is when Sam goes crazy. This is when Sam loses it a little bit.
That's right. Well, the only good thing is now she's on the patch and she's not smoking, or she'd probably be tearing the place apart for sure.
Thank God.
But with all that being said, the whole buzz is anything out of everybody's mouth is battle back, battle back, battle back. So they either know there's going to be a battle back or they're really good at guessing, but that's the whole buzz in the house that somebody's coming back.
I think they figured out the numbers that they have to. And I mean, the whole reason we have a battle back this year is Caitlin can't put a puzzle together.
Thank you. My 3-year-old grandson, I think, could have put that puzzle together.
I mean, I'm not, the most limber anymore, but I think I could have done that in that amount of time.
It was insane. It was insane. I was shocked and amazed. Hell, I'm blind, and I think I could have put it together.
Yeah, but you guys, it was for the greater good.
Well, yeah, she felt that it wasn't going to happen. She's so full of it. I can't even.
Well, this is the same girl who is home now, and she's making her little videos and her tweets and everything, saying, "Oh no, we are not broken up. I just needed some time to myself to reflect on myself." No, bitch, your boyfriend left you because he saw what you were doing on Big Brother.
Yeah. I wish I could rewrite history whenever I felt like things weren't going my way.
Well, the other thing I've noticed here in the last day, I guess, is I think Haley is really getting ready for when old Fessy leaves, because she is draped all over Brett like a cheap suit.
I was talking to my family when we were watching the episode last night, and I said, and they don't usually know the spoilers. I try to keep those to myself. But I knew, and I said, here's the best part of this. If Fessy leaves, she stays there with Brett, And if she leaves, she goes with Scotty. And either way, Fessy goes crazy. So I think that Brett should just put his arm around her on the way out the door and just drive him insane.
Yeah.
Well, they're all telling Brett in his goodbye message, you know how he has his epic goodbye messages.
Yeah.
In his goodbye message to Fessy, he should say, "Don't worry, Fessy, I'll take care of Haley while you're gone."
He better start watching his jury management. And I really do think the DR must have said something to him, because last week he didn't. He was pretty nice to Scotty. So I really think that he got told, like, hey, listen, these people are going to vote for you.
Well, that's interesting, because that's a nice little segue into my first question for you, Miss Superfan. Since we've been watching, I have too, since season 1, how much of a part do you think production does play in keeping this going and keeping it a TV show?
Well, you know, I follow Evil Dick pretty closely. I probably read his tweets more than anybody else's. And he will flat out tell you that in the diary room, they will give you hints. They try to push you a certain way. And he had to fight back against that several times because they wanted it to be a certain way. And I really feel like, you know, he's had experience in there, so I've listened to him.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of pay attention to things a lot, and I try to pick up on the little things. And I don't want to sound like some kind of big conspiracy theorist or anything, but I mean, there's lots of times where they're out there talking, and we're getting this person out, and they're rallying around, they're pulling all the house together, and we got to do this, we're going to do this, and all of a sudden they get called to the DR. They come out and they go, I think we should now do that. And it's like, whoa, what happened? You know? And it's like, they just went in there and they got a speech. It was like, if they go now, this is not good TV. We need this chaotic weirdo in here, so you really can't evict them yet. And they're like, oh. And they come out, and it's just like the switch has been flipped.
It's obvious the DR pushes the showmances, because how many times have you heard him answer questions like, do you like Angela? Do you like Tyler? So that must be good ratings for them, because they really push those showmances. And Angela and Tyler, I think, have done a super good job of keeping whatever they have on the DL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely.
That JC worms his way in between them.
Unlike Fessy and Haley's secret showmance that no one knows about. Wink, wink.
Except that he throws a big fit every time she talks to anybody else. I did not like Brett at the beginning. He's one of my favorites now. I love him. I want him for America's favorite player. I think he's so funny.
Well, he's done a fantastic job this season, alienating himself and doing all the hard work, while the other three, which I'm speaking about, is Angela, Tyler, and KC, have been getting closer and closer and closer. He has been kind of the lone wolf doing all the work, so he kind of feels like the odd man out, and I can see why.
Well, and Brett is like a whole different person than when he was with Winston.
Right.
It's almost like a completely different character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you got separated from your Siamese twin, now you can be your own, I guess, you know?
Change.
Right. Well, okay, so last night on the episode, I'm sorry, I'm just going off on my own here. They were talking about JC's strategy to make people eat, right? Mm-hmm. And Winston tweeted that when he was in the house, JC would make a great big pizza and just leave it out all the time and put a bunch of sodas out. And when he made those chili dogs for everybody, Brett is convinced that JC is America's favorite player, or America's player.
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were going to get money if we all ate a chili dog. So there was no way I was eating one of those chili dogs.
Oh, man. They are referring it to the
Eric Stein.
No, they're calling it the Hansel and Gretel tactic is what they're calling.
Oh, they'll delete them in like the witch,
and just stuff them and feed them all and get them all big and plump.
I'm sorry, but I just don't think that's going to help JC. I don't see that poor kid in those competitions. I really feel bad for him.
Sad.
But speaking of JC, do we think everybody's just going to ignore him and just go ahead and play their game and actually just let him walk up to final two and go, hey, I'm here. Because
I read today there was some talk between Angela and Tyler because JC had come to talk to Angela. There was some talk that JC is very concerned and starting to try to plant the seeds of I've always been in the group, always we, saying things like that. So because I think he knows he's odd man out. And Tyler said, well, does he know he's got 1 foot out of the circle? So I think they're gonna get rid of him soon.
Well, I think he's starting to worry that if Scotty comes back, he's toast.
Okay, how do these people not? They get the vote flipped on them every week.
Since week one.
They don't look at JC. They don't look at Tyler. They don't look at Brett. They look at themselves.
Mhm.
That is the dumbest group to ever be
Yeah.
an alliance in Big Brother history.
It is.
And isn't it amazing how they all kind of clump together? I guess birds of a feather do flock together.
I would love to see Haley play this game without Fessy because I don't think that she's a terrible player. And I think that getting lumped into that group, she was the only one that kept saying, are you sure? Should we really do that? I mean, and she got overrun every time. I have had so much fun this year just watching faces when things happen.
Yeah.
Like last night, Fessy's face when he got nominated.
Yes.
He really was surprised.
That was golden.
And Bailey's face when I can't remember who went home. And they're just like, and I love it. That's been so good this year.
It has been.
I'm still waiting for Sam to do something.
Yeah.
I don't think
we're all waiting for the
it's
spring.
a countdown. Tick tock, Sam. It's coming.
Yeah, she's wound tight, and I think that spring is going to snap, and she's going to go. She's going to go off the deep end.
I don't get how this conversation she had with Brett, where she said, "I thought you were in love with me, and that you were giving me secret signals."
Yeah,
what?
That was strange.
What?
It was something. It was something. But I'm telling you, I still think that. Yeah, I think she's a little bit wacky, but I still think she's playing crazier than she is. And I still think she's got this little thing in her head. It might not work, but I think she's doing it all for a reason because everybody's like, I ain't putting her up. I ain't dealing with her. Yeah, I don't want to do it. I'm not putting her up. And like I said, one by one, as they went out the door, who was holding her hand, patting her back as their best friend went out to the door.
She's doing it with Fessy right now. She's being so nice to Fessy.
I'm telling you, jury management, be crazy, stay off the block, and be friends with everybody right before they walk out the door. You can treat them like shit all season, but 3 days before they're ready to go, you're their best friend.
Well, don't you think this is going to be an interesting jury?
I'm afraid of this jury.
Me too. Me too, because if they ever find out, like if they are, you know what though? I'm going to tell you right now, you put them all together, and they're still going to not trust each other and do something stupid.
Well, yeah.
And once Fessy gets in there, the stupid level goes up by 1,000.
Yeah, well, my whole thing is I said it before. I'll say it again. You got those people to say, he looked me in the eye, he lied to me, and he stabbed me in the back. I will never vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
He looked me in the eye, stabbed me in the back. He's my winner. He played this game perfect.
Those are the people I like.
And the people that are in there now, I'm afraid that I watched this entire season. I enjoyed this entire season. And on that last night, I'm going to hate this season because the best person is going to be standing up there next to some goofball, and they're all going to go, I don't like him. He hurt my feelings. And the winner is going to lose because of that sappy-ass jury.
Well, then hopefully we get a final two that everybody hates.
Yeah, that's the only way it's going to work.
Right. So my best final two would be Tyler and Angela.
Mine too, but they're both really good players. And if either one of them do that, they're both stupid. And I don't think they're either one of them that dumb.
But at that point, though, you have a jury who hates them both equally.
Yeah, you do have a point. You do have a point. But I think it's going to be really, really interesting.
Well, Tyler has a final two with everybody.
Well, yeah, he does.
If that gets out, he's done.
But the thing is you have the KC who's been there the whole time. I call her the silent sniper. And then you have,
I really like her though.
I do too. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
And
Last night, Bessie was just blah, blah, blah. She kept saying, right.
yeah.
Right. You're right.
And then you have Brett, who has been playing really, really well. And like I said, taking the back seat to everything. And I think he's going to come to this point where he's going to find somebody and go, look, everybody's gone now. We have got to get either Angela or Tyler out of here.
Absolutely.
Because we're not going to get drug along, because even though we did all the work. And I think he might even team up with JC to say, look, we did all the work while those three hung together and took all the credit. We need to get somebody out. And it's going to be interesting how this all works out once.
Well, Tyler is getting a little misty with Angela.
Yeah.
Little bit, puppy-eyed. And I think that Casey's going to start to feel on the out. So if Brett was smart, that's the one he'd team up with, I think.
Well, before this gets too long, and anybody who stuck around this long, I do want to say, in the comments, let us know who you would like to see come back in the battle back, for sure. We want to hear what you guys think. Who is your favorite person that you want to see make it back in on the battle back?
Who do you want to come back?
Me? I want Scotty to come back.
Yeah, me
I
too.
want Scotty to come back because I want, for just what you said earlier, I want Fessy to be out of the house, worrying about Haley in the house with Scotty and
Me too.
Brett.
And
just tearing his hair out.
Scotty is one heck of a competitor.
He is.
He was voted most athletic in his high school. I mean, he might look the nerd, but he really, every time there was something, he was right there, second or ahead of Tyler or right behind him. And I feel bad for Haley. She needs somebody.
Yeah, she does. But I just want to see everybody going, and I want to see that core just rip each other apart. That's why I want everybody else out of the way. Not because I don't like them. It's just I want everybody else going because I want to see the death match.
Yeah, me too.
Good players fighting each other to the end.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Now, the best thing that'll happen is whoever wins the battle back, do they get to be HOH?
Good question.
I'm going to think, since they're going to be in there for 3 days and they're going to have this thing in the yard, I think it's going to be one of those like they did before where everybody's playing for HOH, including the jury people. The last person from the jury standing is automatically back in. And if they last to be HOH, they'll be HOH also. Okay. But if they go down before, but as long as they're the last jury member, I think they're going to be the one back. But they can, if it's one of those hang on or go around the thing, get smacked with shit while they're hanging on stuff, whatever it may be. But I think it's going to be something crazy like that. And that's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing is everyone's going to be there to play for the HOH. And that last jury member standing is going to be the one back in the house. And if they can hang on and win HOH, they'll get HOH also, is what I think is going to happen.
Well, in the past, they've done the one where they shoot the balls at them and you have to grab them and put them in the thing while they're on the wall.
But Bailey might change things. I mean, if I can't see that, I don't know how they're going to.
I don't know how they're going to do this either. But I mean, I can't see them, being out there building and doing whatever and having them guys stuck in that house for 3 days to set up a thing where they can go up or down for before and after or something like, what I mean?
Yeah, no, right.
This last POV, they were down for 9 hours.
Okay.
Wow.
But
and do we know what that contest was? I heard something about shooting slugs at somebody. Am I wrong?
They were
something with slime. They
were covered in slime. It seemed like it was 3 rounds, and they might have done it individually because the feeds were still down when After Dark came on. And when After Dark came on, it was Brett and Tyler up in the HOH room talking. So everybody else we think was in different parts of the house waiting their turn. And
those two might have been done?
No, they're the only two that didn't play.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Everybody else played except those two. So that's the whole thing of BB After Dark was those two up in the HOH room. But they were
and they made a final 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one Tyler needed to make, right?
Yeah.
But they were covered in slime. They had to go out and they were shooting balls at them. And they had to catch balls or something.
Okay.
I forget what part 2 was, kind of similar, but part 3 was they shot or slid these like fake squid things that they had to catch in their mouth.
Yuck.
So that was the thing, and that's how the POV was determined. Whoever had the most balls and squid and whatever else it was.
I did hear that poor JC took a couple to the jewels again.
Yep, again. Yes, he was complaining about that again.
Poor JC.
Hope they have enough ice for him.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, that's our little thoughts of this season. It was nice to have somebody else in here with us, hanging out and chatting. But Casey didn't use the veto. We knew she wasn't going to, but that's what you came here for. And again, don't forget, put down in the comments, who do you want to see win the battle back and come back in the house?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
It was fun.
All right, so this is, take it away, girl.
Totally Kathy and Carrie.
And BlindViews, and that's the way we see it.
What we do here is go back.